You can see that later on your own. But only this much, sir. You can handle everything. Then last one, sir, or almost last one, sale and leaseback transaction. So careful, this is not sale and repurchase. This is sale and lease back. So first of all, asset should be properly sold. Later on, other asset again you have to take it back on lease. So the fellow who is selling the asset, he is not just a seller, he is also the lessee. Therefore, he is termed in the standard as a seller lessee. I am seller also, and I am taking the asset on lease back also. So I am a seller as well as lessee, seller lessee, and the fellow who is buying is a buyer lessor. Now guidance is given on how to account this in both the parties' books. Very easy, sir. It looks complicated, but it is not. First and foremost thing you have to ask is the control on the asset transferred to the other party? Control on the asset transferred to the buyer or not? First case, let us say control on the asset not transferred to buyer. Control means what, sir? Decision making power and all the other fellow should have. Of course, you are taking the asset back on lease, that's a different thing. But all the risk and rewards, control on the asset, everything should be passed on to the buyer. Sir, whether control is transferred or not, sir, how will we know? Go and apply considerations of INDAS 115. In INDAS 115, step number 5, if you remember, recognition of revenue. Revenue recognition, when can you do? Only when control over the goods and services is passed on to the customer. Control can be passed in two ways, either over a period of time or at a point in time. Since I am talking about sale of an asset now, it should be at a point in time. So go and check whether control is transferred to the buyer or not. If you say case 1, sir, control is not transferred. Standard says, if control is not transferred, there is no sale. So when sale is not there, where is the question of lease back again? There is no sale and lease back. So the seller who is selling the asset will not de-recognize the asset. He will not recognize ROE asset also, because whatever stupid asset is there, asset ka full control is with me only. Why will I call myself as a lessee now? Legally you wrote lease contract. Who cares legally? In substance, control is not passed on to the buyer. So what will happen is, the seller does not de-recognize the asset. Any amount received, but technically, legally, sale is made. No, legally, substantial sale did not happen. Legally, sale happened. Since legally sale happened, the other fellow would have paid you money. Any amount received is accounted as loan received. You received loan, every month you go on paying lease rents, that is repayment of loan. Normal loan transaction when sale is not there. When asset sale is not there, you simply received money now. Futurely you are going to pay next 5 years ki money, repaying that money along with interest. Proper loan transaction. That is a financing transaction. So this is case 1. Asli case will not come in the exam, because in this you don't have any proper accounting of sale and lease back. Case 2 is your exam fort. Control on the asset transferred to the buyer. Since asset ka control is transferred to the buyer, definitely there is a sale. And now that there is a lease also, lease back, there is a sale and lease back. There is a sale and lease back to be accounted for. Now how are we going to account this? Sir, in this only ఒకటే principle ఉంది sir. ఆ principle correctly you have to catch. If you understand that, no matter how big the question is, very easily you can play. Follow the example, automatically you will understand. Sir, this fellow is A Limited. His balance sheet he is having one asset called as building. A building carrying amount is 100. Its fair value, that means if you sell off this asset in the market, anybody would pay you an amount of 130 rupees. So if you really sell in the market, forget about lease, if you really sell in the market, how much profit do you deserve? 30. Ideally that 30 should be recognized in my P&L account as income. India is 16. Gain or loss on derecognition of asset should go to PRL. But our drama is not just a sale, it is sale plus lease back. In a lease back, what happens? Building an asset will go off, one more asset will come, ROU asset. Physically speaking, I am sitting in this building right now. The building is sold off. Again, I leased off this building. Building will not move anywhere. No. Will I go out and come again? No. I will sit here only. One paper I will sign, sold. Another paper I will sign, I leased it back. Building will not move. I will not move. My camera will not move. Projector will not move. Just legal transaction has happened. There is a sale and there is a lease back. But what problem is that, sir? Profit can be recognized on the asset which is sold. Profit cannot be recognized on the asset which is retained, isn't it? When real sale is happening, then only a sale ka profit you can book. But when the asset is again coming back to you only indirectly, then how can you recognize profit on asset portion which is still retained with you? The standard says that profit apparently is 30 visible, but the asset will again come back to you. Since the asset is anyway going to come back to you, the profit which is related to that portion of the asset which you are not transferring to the other party but you are retaining with yourself because of a lease transaction, to that extent profit cannot be recognized. So if you observe now, fair value is 130, carrying amount is 100, so profit on sale will be how much? 30. What the standard simply asks is, in this 30, how much is profit related to retained portion? Asal retained portion and a concept why it comes is because you are leasing it back. Had you not leasing it back, royally recognized 30 in your P&L account, but I am leasing it back. So this some amount you have to identify. How to identify? That is the only trick here. Once you identify that, this cannot be recognized. If this is allowed to be recognized, you know what will people do? Everybody will do sale and lease back transaction. I have a building, sir. Building left 20 years. I'll sell it off today. I will lease the building back for 20 years. What will happen? Building will be completely enjoyed by me only. But today I ended up recognizing a profit on that. When building life is 20 years, entire 20 years the building is going to stay with me. All these years as a stupid building was there with me. How can you book profit on sale when entire asset you only are going to enjoy anyway? Where is sale there? Do you understand, sir? People will manipulate. People manipulated already. That's why provision came. Told you, no, accountants are criminals. Because you have duped so many people by falsifying financial statements, creating a intelligent way of working around all the accounting standards. A cases only they compiled, created standard to avoid that. There are still some provisions which can be beaten. So if you are much more criminal, you are responsible for one more accounting standard for your future generations. Anyway, profit related to retained portion, this you cannot recognize, but the profit which is related to transferred portion, this can be recognized. So a 30 rupees ka treatment lone entire key is there, sir. Chalo, let us see how to split this number. How to split it 30 into 2 portions. You understand that, game over. So what we will do is, we'll basically make a small table, sir, particulars, which is the fair value or rather the sale price, carrying amount, profit. Total asset related fair value is 130. Carrying amount is 100. Profit is 30. E30 you cannot recognize. E30 is something you should not recognize. How much you should not recognize is asset retained. Why are we using the word asset retained? Because the asset is again coming back in the form of a lease. Asset retained ka fair value I want. How will I know this? When you lease the asset back, what is the entry you are writing? ROE asset account debit to lease liability. The entry is passed with which amount? Present value of lease payments other than fair value. So PV of lease payments you work out. Let us say that is coming to 80. This is the fair value of asset which is coming back to you, because your asset normally would have been recognized at 80 only, no? Now, sir, what is the carrying amount related to this asset retained? Proportionately work out. What is there? Pudu 130 ki carrying amount is 100 aithe 80 fair value ki how much should be the carrying amount? Work out. 100 into 80 by 130. 104. Round it up, no problem. 104. Do you understand how am I getting this? 104. Hey, how did you get 104? You should get less than 61.62 I am making. Okay, 62. What this means is the asset what you have retained 62, its fair value is coming as 80. So, 18 rupees profit is there, no? 18 rupees profit is a profit on asset which is still there with you. This only cannot be recognized. So how much can I recognize now? 12. 12 rupees you can recognize. You write entries in such a fashion that only 12 rupees profit will go to P&L account. Is that guidance, sir? In this there is nothing to get confused. People look at this and they'll get confused. There's nothing to get confused, sir. This is total asset ka fair value. This is total asset ka carrying amount. This is total profit. But the asset whatever is going out today, the asset again will come back today only into your books with the name of ROU asset. So whatever portion of asset is coming back, indirectly our portion is not sold, no. When whatever is not sold, with what face will you recognize profit on that? Don't recognize. So for that, how to do the split? Split is very simple, sir. The asset retained portion ka present value of, the asset retained ka fair value is nothing but present value of lease payments. Proportionately based on this, identify the carrying amount here, work out the profit on retained portion that cannot be recognized. Our remaining profit can be recognized. Now you see how entry we will write for this. I have tried two entries now. One for sale of asset. Second one for lease back of the asset. Both combined entry. You see how beautifully this will come. Bank account debit. Tell me, sir, customer paid me how much? 130. This I cannot manipulate at the cash. What else I cannot manipulate is I have to de-recognize the asset completely from my books. Asset ka carrying amount is 100. I have tried two more things now. What are the two more things? You have to recognize one ROU asset and you have to recognize one lease liability. Tell me, sir. Lease liability will be recognized at what value? Present value of lease payments. What is the PV of lease payments? 80. ROU asset whatever is there, normally that also should be booked at 80, should not write. Here alone you should be smart. 62 rasta, sir. Not at 80. Why? 80 lo our own profit of 18 is there. Till now in all the sums, you took an asset from somebody on lease. But this asset is basically my own asset. My own asset, my own profit is there. Our profit, how can it be called as your cost? Your own profit cannot become your cost. So here you should be a proportionate calculation, whatever you did know. This will become the carrying amount of your ROE asset. Now you see entry will not tally. 192 and this side 180. How much is the gap? 12 rupees. 12 rupees will go off to PR. Suppose You originally did your original talent. That means instead of 62, you recorded 80. ఏం జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ 30 వస్తుంది. ఆ 30 రావద్దని చెప్పేది. ఆ 30 ఈజ్ నాట్ అలౌడ్. సో 30 రాకూడదంటే ఏం చేయాలి సార్? వాట్ ఎవర్ ప్రాఫిట్ యూ ఎర్న్డ్ on sale of your asset to somebody, which is again coming back to you, our profit cannot be part of cost of your asset. Adi 18 rupees. So 80 lo a 12 rupees minus cheseste 62 vastund. The entire key is there in this table. The table you understand, the entry automatically will come. No great rules. Okata rule. Lease liability is recognized at present value of lease payments. ROU asset is not recognized at present value of lease payments. It is recognized at present value of lease payments minus our share of profit on retained portion, or directly you can understand it as carrying amount of the retained portion. Sir, if I have two assets, one asset is sold, another asset I am only having. How can I book profit on second asset which I did not sell in my P&L account? At the best, if you want to revalue, show it under OCA. Without selling something, how can you book profit? You cannot book. No, like that only. Asset, legally, I sold the entire asset, but 80% of the asset came back to me again. When 80% of the asset came back to you again, effectively you should de-recognize only 20% of the asset. No. So that's exactly what we are doing. If you indirectly, sir, watch this. 100 you de-recognized, but again you recognized an amount of 62. Effectively you removed how much? From your balance sheet, asset disappeared only to the extent of 38. A 38 ka fair value is how much? This table if you complete, you will get the full clarity. Look at this. 130 is the total fair value of the asset. 80 retained portion. 50 is the transferred portion. 62, 38 is transferred portion. So 100 carrying amount low, because of the lease back, effectively I transferred only 38 ka asset for a consideration of 50. You should ideally remove 38 only, book a profit of 50. Sorry, book a profit of 12. This is what you should do. But this we write like this so that whatever has to happen correctly will happen. It's wrong. It's wrong. I hope this is clear for you. In this, what these idiots will do is they will manipulate this lease agreement. What they will do is, what is the fair value of the asset? 130. That fellow will sell it for not 130, 150 sell chestadu, sir. You will ask me, sir, buyer knows no fair value is only 130. Why is he paying that 20 rupees extra? What this A Limited will say is, sir, I am in need of money. I know the asset worth is only 130, but you please buy it from me today at 150. Pay me extra 20 lakhs consideration. Whatever you paid me extra, I will pay you back in the form of higher lease rents. Possible this kind of secret arrangement? First of all, I am selling the asset. Again, I am leasing the asset means what, sir? I need this asset, but I want your money also. So when this fellow is already desperate for money, this fellow will do all kind of deals. He will say that, I know asset worth is 130, but you please pay me 150. So the buyer will ask, why should I pay you 20 lakhs extra? Then I will tell him, 20 lakhs I will repay to you in the form of higher lease rates. Sir, in that case, what is to be done, sir? In that case, if selling price is 150, at 20 lakhs extra whatever you are receiving, no, separate it. That should be accounted as a normal loan transaction. It's as good as sale happened only for 130. At 20 rupees separately you received a loan. So my calculation, nothing will change. Danta as is jarugutundi sir. Aim change udadu. Ee table lo that's the reason I did not write sale price first. What did I write on the second column top? Fair value. Let him actually sell for 150 also. I don't care. Ee table has to be done only with fair value. If your sale price is tainted, a tainted portion is either loan received or loan given. Adi separately we will answer. Ee particular calculation ki you have to take only the fair value. If fair value may be the selling price, may not be the selling price according to your contract. I don't care. Even if you collect 150 also, E table has to be done only with 130 as a sale price. 20 rupees you cheated, you took a loan transaction, loan separately account చేసుకోవాలి. Normal loan 109 will apply. That's also, there is nothing much in this. It's simple. Now when you apply, you will get more control. Let us see. Come to 42, sir. An entity, seller lessee, sells a building to another entity, buyer lessor, for a cash of 30 lakh rupees. Very well. Immediately before the transaction, the building is carried at a cost of 15 lakh rupees. Carrying amount is 15 lakhs. Sale price is 30 lakhs. At the same time, seller lessee enters into a contract with buyer lessor for the ROU, right to use the building, for 20 years with annual payments of 2 lakhs payable at the end of each year. Sir, if the question stops here, easily we can do the answer. All I need is one small discounting rate to work out PV of lease payments. But that fellow is putting one small drama. The terms and conditions of the transactions are such that the transfer of the building by seller lessee satisfies the requirements of determining when a PO is satisfied in accordance with INDAS 115. So satisfy, insert, control is transferred. The fair value of the building on the date of sale is 27 lakhs. Ikkada gone, sir. Now look at this. Your actual selling price is 30, but the fair value of the asset is only 27. How much extra did you take from the buyer? 3 lakhs. Extra whatever you took, that must be accounted as separate loan taken from the buyer. That is separate accounting. This particular transaction is 27 lakhs. Initial direct costs are to be ignored. Okay, fine. The interest rate implicit in the lease is 12%, which is readily determinable by the seller lessee. Buyer lessor classifies the lease of the building as an operating lease. The buyer ka classification doesn't matter for us. How should the transaction be accounted by seller lessee and buyer lessor? First, let's focus on seller lessee, sir. Buyer lessor very easy. There's nothing to do. Normal. He purchased an asset. He'll write asset to bank. He's giving it on lease. Since operating lease, all the lease rents will go to this P&L account. That is very simple. Lessor point of view. Less drama is there. Let's try to understand. This is the only question you have on sale and lease back, sir. So please mark important. It's a good question. So selling price is 30 lakhs. In this, fair value of the asset is only 27 lakhs. For your profit identification and all, you should consider only 27 lakh, because genuine sale price is only that much. The excess amount received, 3 lakh rupees, accounted as loan received, separate financing transaction. This is selling price story. Next, come to what is your lease payment as per contract. Every year, a month, every year. How much you have to pay? 2 lakhs. Sir, when the purchaser, buyer, he paid me 3 lakhs extra, my lease payment also, extra recovery will be there, isn't it, sir? Did he pay you 27 lakhs or more? More. Since he paid more, he will also collect more from me, isn't it, sir? So whatever payment I am making, that is not purely for lease, that is for lease also, repayment of borrowing also. So ఎట్లయితే ఇక్కడ split చేసావో, like that here also you have to split. This includes payment for the lease plus also it also includes payment for repayment of loan. You have to split this also. Tell me, sir, how should I split? One hint is apparently visible. What is that? 27 lakhs is to 3 lakhs ratio. That is wrong. Why that is wrong is, the total fair value of the asset, but this is lease payment for the asset which I have retained. So at 27 lakhs is to 3 lakhs an idea is wrong idea. Just because I split like that, don't apply 27 is to 3. This is full asset ka fair value, sir. Sir, full asset I am again taking it on lease. The operating lease, and he is telling me what is the meaning of operating lease. Suppose the building has a life of 30 years. I took it on lease only for a period of 10 years, let us say, or 15 years, let us say. So the fair value of entire 30 years building, the lease payment what you are making is only for 10 years of the building. So how can you take 27 is to 3? You can't take like that. You have to split. How to split, we will see. Next, what you will do is, present value of lease payments in the contract. So here, what is the lease period? 10 years or 5 years or 20 years or 20 years. Okay. Then contractual payments. Contractual payments means how much did you promise to pay? Since every year same amount, I can use PVIF. I think 12% is the discounting rate. And PV of cash outflows. The lease payments and contract he is talking, but they are not. That is not true. 1 to 20. Contractual payment, how much am I making, sir? 2 lakhs. Work out annuity factor or C and is 4694. Multiply it. 8801. Okay, nice. In the question that, did he give any PV factor in the question? No. If he did not give, we only should work out. That fellow took only 3 digits. That's okay, doesn't matter. One extra digit, so you will get a better answer than chatta answer, nothing worry. Now, I have a small question, correctly understand. If 14,94,000 whatever you wrote, are the PV of lease payments are PV of total cash outflow? Or PV of total cash outflow, that is not PV of lease payments, because in this complete 2 lakh rupees is not paid only for lease, it's paid for lease also, it leaves for repayment of loan also, isn't it, sir? Now see how I am splitting this. If 14,93,000 amount whatever is there in this, present value of loan repayment is also there, yes or no? Yes. How much is that? All the installments on the 3 lakhs whatever you are paying, all that installments if you discount with the interest rate itself, you will get the principal amount only. 3 lakhs you today you took, 3 lakhs amount also you will pay over a period of 20 years along with interest. All that installments along with interest, if you discount it to today, what will happen, sir? Again you will get the principal amount only. Imagine, sir, you took 100 rupees loan from somebody today. Okay. E 100 rupees loan, you are repaying it over a period of 1 year along with interest 110. If you take this 110 and discount it with 10%, what you are getting is present value, true, but that present value is nothing but the loan amount only, no? Like that, e particular sum low, sir, at 2 lakhs what you are paying, at 2 lakhs, 2 components are there, X, Y. 14,93,880 what is there? Present value of X is there plus present value of Y is there. Y is my loan installment which is included in lease payment. Present value of loan installments will be equal to loan itself. Adya 3 lakhs. So the remainder amount whatever is there, which is 11,94,000 approximately, this is your present value of actual lease payments. This is a present value of real lease payments. What immediately will not sink is 3 lakhs, how did you separate? I'm telling you, no, sir, this 3 lakhs definitely is there in my amount received today. This 3 lakhs ka repayment is there in that 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs is not one time cash flow. 2 lakhs I will pay for 20 years. Every year 2 lakhs low. ఈ 3 lakhs extra received ka amount ka repayment is there. Like that 20 years it is there. All that installments, if you discount it to today, interest gets evaporated, only the principal amount will be left in that 11,94,000. 3 lakhs I separate it off. So the utility now is whatever 2 lakh rupees you pay, total payment each year, whatever 2 lakhs you have, 2 lakh rupees should be split in the ratio of 11,94,000 is to 3 lakhs. So split and tell me, sir. 2 lakhs by 1494 into 1194. 839. This is each year lease payment. Balancing figures are remaining 40,161. Now this is each year loan repayment. Like that you have to split. You don't like this, I have another method that also will give you same answer. Another method is, you know the amount of loan. How much is the amount of loan? 3 lakh rupees. It is repaid over a period of 20 years. Interest rate is 12%. Work out annual installment. Installment is 2 lakhs minus JC. Automatically 159,830 వచ్చేస్తుంది. You know to work out equated annual installment? Total loan divided by annuity factor. Take your calculator, sir. Do it. 3 lakhs divided by 7.4694. అట్లా వస్తుంది, రావాలి. అది ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్ సార్. ఆ లోన్ ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్ సపరేట్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా లీజ్ ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఇదంతా చేసే పని లేదు. ఐసీఓ ఇట్లా చేసేటట్టు చేసాం, బట్ దట్ ఈజ్ ఈజీ స్మార్ట్ వే. లోన్ ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్ సపరేట్ వర్కౌట్ చేసి అది 2 lakhs సపరేట్ చేసేసేయండి సార్. ఆటోమేటిక్లీ మీకు లీజ్ ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్ ఎంత తెలుస్తుంది. దట్ వే ఆల్సో కెన్ వర్క్. డోంట్ లైక్ దిస్, డూ దట్. ఎనీ విచ్ వే లీవ్ ఇట్. ఇప్పుడు మ్యాటర్కి వద్దాం సార్. పర్టికులర్స్, fair value, very good, fair value, then carrying amount, and then profit. All you will write is only one entry. One entry ke this much drama. Total asset, fair value is 27 lakhs, carrying amount 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs. But normal guy had a transferred full asset without any lease back, I would have entitled to recognize a profit of 12 lakhs. Because I am taking my own asset back again, some profit you cannot recognize. Assets retained portion, PV of lease payments. You need not work out, already worked out. PV of lease payment is how much? 11,94,000. ఈ క్యారింగ్ అమౌంట్ మీరు ప్రపోర్షనేట్గా వర్కౌట్ చేయాలి సార్. 27 lakhs, if it has a, or its place is not there, I'm adjusting like this, okay. 27 lakhs has 15 lakh carrying amount. 11.94 lakhs will have how much carrying amount? You tell me the full number. 6 lakhs? Is correct? Take the difference also. 532 667. Okay, this much profit you cannot recognize because this much asset is again with us only. So if you net off this, remaining profit ఎంత వచ్చిందమ్మా? 12 lakhs minus 530. This is relating to assets transferred portion. So you can work out net of these two also. 27 minus 1194 is how much? 40 now. 15 lakh 6,000. And this one is how much more? 36,667. This much profit can be recognized to PRL. Like that. Now you will tell me the entry. accounting in the books of seller hyphen lessee. You received 30 lakhs, don't account like that. Separately account, life is easy. First, loan రాసేద్దాం సార్, ఈజీ అవుతుంది. బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ టు లోన్. హౌ మచ్ అమౌంట్? 3 lakhs. దిస్ ఈజ్ అవుట్, సపరేట్లీ హ్యాండిల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. పి, ఈ 27 lakhs కా డ్రామా యూ స్టార్ట్. హౌ మచ్ మనీ డిడ్ యూ రిసీవ్ ఫర్ సేల్ ఆఫ్ అసెట్? 27 lakhs. You have to recognize some ROI asset. 2, you have to derecognize the asset from your books. Asset has to be derecognized only at carrying amount. I am a lessee now, so I have to recognize a lease liability. Lease liability I have to recognize at 11,94,000. Normally asset also I should recognize at 1194 only, but that is an asset which I sold now. Again this is coming back into my books. When you sold at fair value, in that profit is there. PV of lease payment also is fair value only, in that also profit will be there. I cannot recognize profit on sale to myself. So instead of recognizing with profit 1194, you will recognize at 663,333. Now the entry will not tally, it will throw up a gap of 669,333. This will go up to pure. Here instead of writing 663,333, if you go and write 1194,000, then you end up recognizing full 12 lakh rupees profit there. Ajay Gudu. That's all. Hereafter what will happen? What should I tell you, sir? You all know ROI asset will be depreciated. Lease liability to the ACM you should apply. Bank money to you enjoy. Asset is already derecognized. Katham, over. If you do not like this split version what we did, you can alternatively do this one. Work out loan installment separately. Loan installment formula is what? Equated annual loan installment. Take the borrowing amount divided by PVIFA. Percentage for number of installments. So in this case borrowing amount is 3 lakhs. Annuity factor we already have, no, directly I am writing 7.6494. You will get something around 40,164. This lease pay, this loan payment kabatti total 2 lakhs. So if you separate this, remaining is what you are exactly paying for the lease. Like that also you can do. I said I also did like that, but this is easy. You are pro in AFM, no? So you should be able to do this. But time value of money, this is what you should learn. 159, 830, enter my 9 is a match, 6 ratham. Anyway, sir, nothing will happen. Fine, sir. This is the accounting what you do in the books of seller lessee. A buyer lessor antara much more easy. Sir, what did buyer lessor do? Today he bought the asset. Since he bought the asset, write the entry for purchase of asset. What's the entry for purchase of asset? Asset account debit to bank. That's all. 27 lakhs. 27 lakhs. Not only that, he gave extra 3 lakh rupees also. So loan receivable account debit to bank. 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh rupees. Not only this, asset whatever he bought, that he again leased it. He is saying that that lease is an operating lease. Since that lease is an operating lease, asset we should not derecognize. Flow lease receivables to asset and enter I got, sir. That we will write only when it is a finance lease. This is an operating lease. That's it, over. Here onwards that fellow will be nicely paying you lease rents. A lease rents 2 parts cheskondi, sir. One related to loan, The other one is related to lease rent. Lease rent portion will go to P&L account, loan ki ACM application will happen. Same other amount of 40,000, whatever you got. Most cheapest accounting. At Sept you will provide depreciation happily, but whatever remaining life is. So guys, this is what is there for your lesser point of view. There are two questions, sir. Quickly, 2 or 3 questions which you have to go through it. Not very difficult or complicated, just like that. Quickly we'll finish it off and we are done with it. So why did this come? Yeah.